Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Today is Tuesday, July 21st. We are back for more chess. We have the white pieces. Looks like some kind of French defense. When our opponent gives us a center, we gotta take the center. Yeah, do we take? I don't know. I don't really know theory. Looks like something like this could be good. They could just push. So we either develop this or we take. Let's take. There's probably some variation where you just take. If queen takes, then I think we can just develop our knight with tempo. Thinker. So if they take with pawn, then I think just takes with queen is pretty good, because there's a chance that they might block with the queen. Also a chance they could block with the bishop. But then after bishop comes out, could get kind of interesting. I guess they could just block with the pawn or the knight. But yeah, I think queen and then maybe knight or knight would be good. So let's try that. This blocks in this bishop though, so it's not too good. But if they take queen, then I'll just take. I guess it kind of helps develop them. Yeah. Okay, let's go after the pawn. If takes, I'll just take back with the bishop. This would have forced takes to, well, I guess again, they can just push the pawn. And then I would kind of be kicked back a tempo. I think their options are either take or they gotta defend this pawn. Maybe this knight would be a good idea. Gotta start developing the queen side a little bit, or the king side a little bit. Or we can just castle queen side. We're almost there. Yeah, they gotta defend this pawn or they gotta take my queen. Think. What is my goal at this point? We got this pawn. Ooh, okay, we got a block, develops a piece while also protecting this pawn, which seems like a good idea. Breaks the pin as well. Seems pretty good. Yeah, I think general ideas to bring this bishop out, maybe here or something like that, seem pretty good. This pawn is pretty weak. Eventually might be able to hop this in too. But yeah, we can aim to castle queenside. Either here, here, here. This feels just a little more active. Let's do that. Protect the pawn too. Yeah, so maybe either here or here. I think it's open to more tactics, but I don't know. The mirroring feels kind of just too balanced. All right, let's get this out. Maybe play this, then get this here, and then get this here. It's a pretty good setup. Castle. Should we throw this in here? I think it's not obvious how to defend. Probably has to bring this knight here to defend this square. Whoa. I think bringing this out is probably a good move. Attacks this pawn, which would attack my queen. No defender there yet. Good castle to add a defender to that pawn. So I would likely castle next. What is it with people taking a long time to think today? This is what it must feel like to play against me. Maybe once I get castled, queen somewhere like here could be pretty good. Okay, we anticipated this. Another quick check. Threats and weaknesses. Here's the threat. Weaknesses. I don't know. Maybe not too much, but I think they're looking to castle next. Pretty even looking position. I think here at some point could make a good double attack. But yeah, that looks fine. So let's just castle. Not much threats, so we address the threat. Weaknesses, not too much. I think a normal developing move is good. Maybe this could get annoying at some point. Maybe I could even put this here, pin the knight, and attack this pawn, but I imagine they would just castle immediately. If castles immediately, what's the threat? We could have some knight b5 ideas. This pawn is still susceptible to getting attacked because the only defender is the queen, which wouldn't take back if the bishop or king took. They're a little jammed up on the king side right now, but so am I. No pieces out, but mine just seem a little bit more active. Just slightly. The game is basically even at this point. Someone's feeling aggressive. Okay, so we got a few options that I immediately see. Okay, threats and weaknesses. So the threat, I don't really see an immediate. Okay, the immediate threat is maybe this or this, but both are pretty much covered. It only gets problematic if this bishop comes in. Options and weaknesses. It's a little bit more out there. Not attacking this pawn anymore. Exposes the king to check. So a few options. We can give check ourselves. He would either have to jump back, but then I could win this pawn. He could block with the queen. I could also win the pawn, but then, you know, our defenses are not as strong. Oh, no, 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 no. I can win the knight after that with check, so I think he could bring the bishop back, but again, I win the pawn. And what is the threat? It's either this, 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 or this. So what if check? But then he has to move, so he's got to go either here, 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 here. But I'm going to win that pawn, so that looks pretty promising to me. Oh, here. But still, I win that pawn. Maybe it's a trap? Check. So after I win the pawn, what are the threats? He could go here, in which case I win the rook with check. Because he could just bring the rook over, or he could bring the queen back. Oh, shoot. I did not calculate that. This queen now protects the pawn. So I basically just lost a tempo. Okay, slightly annoying. My queen is getting out of position a little bit. Okay. Let's just bring the queen. I don't want my queen to get trapped, though. God, that's so annoying. Okay, mistake by me, but not the end of the world. To be honest, I think just bringing my queen back here is not the worst move. Not the worst. Okay, we lost the tempo, we lost some time, but we moved their pawns. That's some kind of concession, because if they really want to castle that side, they can't, because now my bishop has stopped castling on the king's side. So I think really a good plan would be to really just open it up. Like, maybe kick the knight. If this, maybe just this. Kick the knight. Find a good place for the knight. Yeah, maybe here, then here. And then push here. I don't know how much I want to be ripping open my king's defenses. But yeah, maybe here, then here is good. Jump the knight in. But he's not castling kingside now, or queenside. So advancing pawns on the queen side might be the right idea. I think this knight needs to come out soon. Cool. Let's... Threats and weaknesses, threats and weaknesses. Threats, that just seemed like a developing move. Maybe this is the threat. But then after takes, I win the pawn. So, not too worried. I'm going to be threatening something similar pretty soon. Maybe try to go after the bishop too. Could be kind of annoying. Though after my knight is here, I could attack the queen. Alright, let's just develop the knight. I'm going to make him pay for that pawn push. This one. Because now my dark squared bishop is a beast and his dark squared bishop sucks. Can't castle. How do we punish that? Maybe you just push good old Harry. Push, 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 push. Yeah, okay. I think we said we would do something like this. Threat, double attack on the pawn. We're going to try to defend it by making them give up 2 pieces for the rook, which is usually not a good deal. Oh. They want a queen trade, that's fine. They want a queen trade, that's fine. Although after this, they could still launch the knight in, and then after takes, it's not as obvious what to do, but I could just stick my knight there. Just a nice little outpost for it. So let's do that. Let's defend the pawn that's being double attacked right now. Allow the queen trade. I think just take back. In that case. And then lodge this in. I would lodge that in even sooner. It's a nice position to take. Then I control the file basically. And he's struggling to get castled still. Okay, he goes for the queen capture. I'm thinking takes back with the bishop to develop the bishop. And we'll probably bring this out and then try to get castled. Oh, I could take with check. Which I guess does give me some time, but he seems like he would just bring this here. But what happens after I pin it? after I pin it, I think I could grab the knight, maybe? I'm worried about this. Oh, but I could always just take. There seems to be chances here, so I'm gonna forego the the opportunity to develop, to potentially, because I get this with time. It's okay to break the rules sometimes when you can gain time, meaning you can gain tempo because they have to move their queen, they have to move their king, they have to stop check. They kind of get it with time, but after this, I think they have to play very carefully because they could just lose a piece. Your opponent has left the game. That's a little bit disappointing. "60 seconds to victory." Kind of hope he comes back so we can play it out. It's always fun to play games when you think you're winning. When you think you're winning. What should the title for this one be? My opponent rage quits when they think they've lost. It's not lost. I think what I would do is block, or I would just throw this in right away. Oh, he's back. Okay, go, go, go. Come on, let's play it. Yeah, that's probably the right move. But I have check, which seems strong. I go to an outpost. I can attack this, potentially. They could potentially run into many of my existing pins, so they gotta run. Basically have to run up or back, which is good. So let's do that. Give check. Almost an outpost, but this knight does a good job of blocking this pawn. Pushing it back to the back rank, I think, is great. If they go, basically here is the only square they can go to that doesn't run into a revealed attack. But either way, I'm getting this pawn, which is a good deal, and if they go to anything on the E file, then I'll probably just jump here and then grab. Okay, my opponent has left the game again, and they've reset the timer, so I can't claim victory for 70 seconds. This is not a free knight. It's still being protected, actually. So if they come back here, yeah, not as obvious to me how to capitalize immediately. I mean, it might still be good just to give check, and then they have to come back here, give them check again. Oh no, I can get here. That works. That wins the rook. Well, at least they leave the game and they let me just claim victory, because when they just leave it there and the clock just runs down for 9 minutes straight, that's rough. I guess they just got sad and they didn't want to play it out. All right. Good game. SW1234. Southwest 1234. What happened? Oh, I did it. I broke 1700. What a day. Not a very long game. Who caves first with the queen take? Yeah. Basically, castle allows me to protect the pawn. I like that. This is not really threatening. This, I think, ends up being a mistake because I forget that they can just push the pawn with tempo, protect the thing that's not protected, so I have to go back. They develop. Yeah, I mean, at this point, obviously, I should have just... I mean, this has value, actually. As much as I regret it, I don't regret it now that I think about it, because they can't castle now, and that ends up being why they lost. So we develop. They set it up. I bring this over. They go for the queen trade, and as a result, their king is stuck in the middle. They have to run away. I think trading knights here would have been a great way to stop this. They would have even gotten it with time. At that point, they could probably just bring their bishop out somewhere and then just castle. So I don't think it was time to give up. That was probably not a good square to run to. I think all they were thinking of is just try to move it here and bring the rook over, but allowed the knight check, and again, not over, but I think they were losing this pawn and it was getting pretty uncomfortable, so I don't blame them. Yeah, it was only +2, so I think a little bit positional and a good chunk of it. A little bit positional and then the pawn, the material. Yeah, back to the beginning. Let's take a look. Request computer analysis. Yeah. Takes is fine. Also likes knight. Likes to develop. Oh, it doesn't like that too much. Pretty interesting. But yeah, if they bring the queen out, that's not too good for them. Yeah. Oh, interesting. No, it's still fine for me. Yeah, castles looks good, but apparently knight also is good. It would allow them to grab the queen, the pawn though. So like, here's the question. If I go here, and he grabs the pawn, oh, I just grab it with the knight, sweet. We protect the pawn, it's fine. Hops it in there, which don't seem so bad, actually. And then queen, not as effective, but not too bad either. I was thinking of going there, but it seems safer just to bring it back to the middle, because I just felt like there was not much of a life for my queen. Come back here. What if he does this? Oh, seriously? Damn. Sacrifice the knight? Oh, you develop with check? But then what? Yeah, you tell me. Is it really that much of an advantage? What if they just start trading pieces off? Oh, now you're really kicking them in the butt. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's great. Okay. Queen back, a mistake, but good enough. That I was thinking of, but no. Okay, yeah, this one kind of escapes me too, because doesn't this just allow knight takes? Oh, I guess. Yeah. Takes. Oh, what? What? Why does he have to take? Oh, I see. Got it. Basically, I can kick the bishop, and there's nothing he can do to stop it. But yeah, after that was not a good move either. That was a mistake, inaccuracy, not too hot. I guess that's a nice little trap to think about laying. You sacrifice the pawn, but then find a way to remove the defender. Then after takes, yeah, take with check. This seemed kind of annoying. I probably would have played this next. But yeah, something like this seems to just clean it up. There was no reason to leave or lose or anything like that. So yeah, did it like that? It does like that. It likes that more than bishop takes. Oh, it finds bishop takes completely losing. Pretty interesting, actually. Take here, and yeah, that makes sense. Because obviously any of these, you win the rook. Any of these, you win the rook. And this, how do you proceed here? Oh, you grab the pawn, obviously. Yeah, how do you finish this? Not obvious to me. It's kind of weird, trading a developed piece for an undeveloped piece. But you win the knight. The knight has nowhere to go. Oh no, still gets this free pawn. What? Oh. Take back with. And oh yeah, basically up. We got 2 pieces for the rook, or we got the rook for 2 pieces. Interesting. Okay, well, not a very satisfying end, but I think we played the right way. And there's still a lot of chess to play, but that's okay. Hopefully they'll play it out next time. All right, I will wrap it here. Thank you for watching, and have a great night.